Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of The Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. And today's topic is the turning point. What made me say yes to an online business? And today we have a guest who will be answering those questions for us. She's going to be sharing her journey and her experience in regards to that topic for today. So she will be joining us in a few minutes, but first let's introduce ourselves or myself. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but according to reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. I also wanted to remind you that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in the website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register in my website, you will receive an email that will contain the link to register for the live webinar. So that link will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday and one for Thursday. So you can register for either one or for both. Just forgot to mention that our live webinar is every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So the second link that you will receive on that email is the replay link. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay of the live webinar. And lastly, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. You're probably also wondering, okay, what am I going to see on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works, and also you get to see, hear from the testimonials from the panelists who will be going to be sharing why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who were the hosts and panelists from this past Thursday's live webinar. Okay, so our host was Merlita. She is a manual osteopath. And our first panelist is Taylor. She's a registered nurse, an ER nurse. We also have Jennifer, a school bus driver, Karen, a former wedding planner. We have Ashley, a construction manager. We have Shital, an educator. And we have Kelly, an ex-principal recruiter in MNC. So as you see, we have different walks of life that decided to take that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. Some of them are doing it full time, and some of them are doing the business on the side. And when I say full time, it doesn't mean that they're working like a regular job 9 to 5. So it's just a couple of hours they do, but that means that they're only doing their business. They're not working anymore. So if you want to catch the replay, our replays has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Okay, so let's go back to our studio and let's bring our guest to the studio. Hi, Roxanne.
Hello.
Thank
Hello,
you for
Sandy. How
joining.
are you?
Thank you. Good. And you?
I'm very well. Have a blessed Sunday.
Yes, thank you. You as well. So thank you so much for being here with us and spending some time, with us and the audience, to learn a little bit more, about your journey in the digital uh, online.
Yeah,
So
you're
would you
welcome.
would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
All right. Oh, I want to greet everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is global. That's why we're always greeting. Yeah. So, anyways, I am Roxanne Nina. I was born and raised in the Philippines, but I'm living in California, United States, for 20 years now. So I have two daughters. They are teenagers now, and yeah, I am a Montessori preschool teacher by profession for over 15 years now, and I am a very proud digital business owner for 2 years now. Yes.
Thank you, Roxanne. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. So let's start with the first question. Okay, so what was the pivotal moment or event that made you realize an online business was the right path for you? And the second question of that, was there a specific experience that pushed you to make that decision?
All right, that's a very good question. So 2 years ago, that was March 2023, I got a second COVID, and I was just resting at home since, I have to stay at home for 10 days. And I was just scrolling on Facebook and or social media. And yeah, I just saw an ad and I was just like so curious and want to know more about it. And but before that, I've been kind of like thinking to kind of like change or add additional income to what I've been doing as a teacher, because as a preschool teacher, our salary is not that big, or it's not that really sustainable. And yeah, by the way, yeah, I'm a single mom, so it's not that enough in short. So I was looking for other ways to find another, source of income. So yeah, when the time that was, I felt like it was a perfect time when I saw the ad, and I was just like so interested, and I did not have any doubt when I found it, and I jumped in right away. And yeah, and specific experience that pushed me to make a decision, yeah, that's one of the things. It's just I want to uh, have a better life, better future for my girls, because my eldest daughter, she will be in college this next school year. So I was, 2 years ago, I was like, I'm a planner also in a way. I'm a teacher, so I'm a planner. So I want to help my daughter to when she goes to college, to pay tuition and some other expenses at least. So yeah, I just really my focus is just to help my daughters.
Hmm. Okay, thank you so much. Um, yeah, and I think my internet is not good right now. Um, Thank you for sharing. Yes, and I think a lot of people during the COVID time, they found also, this opportunity, um, because they like a lot of them, they lost their job,
Mm-hmm.
and they were looking for something, that they can do, and there were so many opportunities that were born on that during that time too. Like a lot of people found um, ways to create like a business, from home.
Yeah.
And that was I think that was kind of like the booming of the digital world, like where people were able to see, how they can do something, from home, and that opened the digital world more to a lot of people.
Yes, that's true. Especially those parents who have their young kids. When
Hmm.
the time that 2020, when they shut down everything, I can't I everybody were like afraid, right, to go back to work. And yeah, and we don't want to leave our kids. So that's what I did. I just tried to stay with my kids because first of all, nobody else gonna take care of them. Schools were
Hmm.
shut down.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then they need a little, I mean, supervision. Even my kids are teenagers, but I felt like they needed me. So yeah, it was really very scary at that time and tricky, you know. Yeah.
Yes, we do have a comment here from Mofat Mavui. He says hi. Hi, thank
Oh,
you for
hi.
watching.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for your comment.
watching.
Okay. So the other thing that you mentioned was the reason why, you wanted to help your daughter, and you also, um, you didn't want it to work, until I don't know what age is in the US to that you can work. Like here in Vancouver, I think it's 67 years old.
Yeah, 65, 67. Oh yeah, and also yeah, yeah, the first reason was really just to help my daughters when
Mm-hmm.
they go to college. And then the second one is yeah, I do not want to work until I'm 65 or over 65 as a teacher, because before the pandemic hits, before the school shut down, I had a colleague, my co-teacher. She was still working, and I guess she's like almost 70 years old. And when I asked her before, why are you still working? And you should be retired, blah blah blah. And then she said, I cannot afford. We're in the United States. I cannot afford just to retire. SS is not that good enough, so I have to work. So, it even that time, before pandemic, my mind was just like, oh my gosh, I felt like I don't want to experience that to myself. I don't want to wait until I'm almost 70 and I'm still working, and I still don't have enough money, retirement, or those kind of things that can help me to retire. So in my mind, I was just like, there's for sure there's a lot of other options that I can do aside from teaching and waiting until I become 65 years old. And there's a lot of people who are pretty smart enough to learn other things, and I was thinking to myself that I if they can do it, I can do it too. I
Yeah.
am very teachable, coachable, and I'm very flexible, and it's just that I really want to take care of myself in a way that I'm not gonna feel bad until I become really old and regret what I did not do while I'm younger.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, and both reasons, it really makes sense, because we see everything is getting so expensive, and even, like the tuitions, for the your kids, like you wanted to help them, on their schooling, for the university and the college, those are not cheap. Those are very expensive. So,
That's
um,
true. And the student loans,
yes.
once the kids, I mean, the students, student loans are like, I had some colleagues that their kids went to school, medical school,
Mm-hmm.
and they're, as much as possible, they don't want their kids have student loans because it's like it's gonna pile up. And one of my church mate, a few years ago, she said her son did in the medical, wants to be a doctor, and then he ended up having student loan $250,000. So
Wow.
for me, I was just like, oh my gosh, okay, as long as he finish, he become doctor, I think he's gonna pay for it. But it will take a while.
Yeah.
Like it's not easy to pay
Mm-mm.
student loan. So those kind of things that I listen to from the experiences of other people. I heard, it's just like, oh, it's really like it's tough. Life is tough, but I think we have to be open minded and be smart enough to know what are the other things we can do to support
Yeah.
ourselves, and not and I don't want to rely on the government, and yeah, because I know my capabilities. So yeah, I was just like thinking that why not doing this digital business, and it's legitimate, and thousands of peoples are doing it, and it's very um, fun to learn other things aside from my teaching career, and I'm really like learning a lot and enjoying each and every day. I'm I'm waking up in the morning like excited. I'm to look forward to.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. And there's so many, like teachers also in our community, or
Yeah.
parents, that also had kids in, finishing high school and then
Mhm.
going to college or university. And this business has allowed them to be able to pay for their tuition without having the kids to go into student loans. So
That's
um, thinking you thinking ahead of the time, before they go into, college and university, it's really good because then, this will help, to be able to pay for their schooling. And the other thing that you mentioned too, is, like be able to have that money for retirement. And that's the thing, like a lot of us, we work uh hard, to have, like make the money. But at the end of the day, when you retire, you're gonna receive less than what you were making it.
Mhm.
And that's not gonna be enough, especially as we see, inflation is going so high, and it's not keeping up with the salaries of the people that are working. Um, and less and less you will see there's gonna be families that are not gonna be able to buy the food, that they were used to buy it, because the income is not enough. And like you mentioned, you're a single parent, and even with two parents, sometimes it's not enough. So
Yeah.
yeah, so this is a a good business for everyone that, that especially, have kids, like you want to be able to pay for the tuition fees, and help them, with their schooling, and also, be able to have that retirement and be able to retire early too. That's a plus, because you want to be able to have that work life balance, and that healthy balance that we require, that we need sometimes. We
Yeah.
need to have that me time, and that also, working our mental health.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. And also I'm aiming to, invest in myself. So that's what
Yeah.
I love about our online business in our community. They're teaching our successful leaders. They are sharing whatever knowledge that they get from the higher level of online business people, leaders, and they are sharing with us. And that's the good thing, personal growth, personal development is very important, which I never learned it in my teaching career for over 15 years. I did my bachelor's degree in elementary in the Philippines. I took 15 units master's in education in the Philippines, and I did some classes here. And yeah, my Montessori credential, it is in British Columbia in Canada. So
Oh,
I did not, yeah, and I did a lot of education, learning, but here's the thing, I did not learn any personal growth from what I've been, I learned for many years. It's always just only teaching, how to do this to my students and colleagues, but nothing about myself. So that is why this online business community attracted me so much, because they are helping us to grow, individually. It's not for me, it's like they're not selfish. They're
yeah.
like sharing to us. And that's what I love. They're sharing the good great books that I've never heard of, and this is very new to me, and I'm loving it. I'm learning a lot. And yeah, I'm always say, when I do go live too in my Facebook, I always say, yeah, I'm investing in myself, which is, I think, one of the best thing that we should do, because
Mhm.
nobody else will take care of us, right?
Yes.
Only ourselves. Yeah. So that's what I've been, that's always in my mind every day. I'm investing in myself, because how can they said that, how can you pour um your cup to
Yeah.
other, like helping people, serving people, if your cup is empty? So
Mhm.
which is true. I
Yes.
need to develop, learn a lot, and then I will share it with others too, just like what our online business leaders do to us. They're sharing a lot.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that was another thing that, like, I didn't see in my industry that I was working. I didn't see myself keep growing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found this online business opportunity, like you mentioned, that was one of the things. Like, we come to this online business opportunity thinking about the financial part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But once we are inside, we realize that there's so many other things that we gain from this online business opportunity. And like you mentioned, that one is the personal development, the growth mindset that we also develop, to be able to shift, from a fixed mindset to a more open mindset, that can see
Yes.
possibilities in front. And that makes a huge difference, when we face, obstacles and challenges. You don't look at as a fixed mindset, the victim or problem focus
Yeah.
mindset, you shifted into a solution focused mindset. So
Yes.
um, so yeah, I do agree. We can even see, like maybe more your family, when you started the business and up to where you are now, you're a totally different person. You have grown, and you have gained so much knowledge. So yeah, really, this business, it helps in overall, not only in the financial part, but also, in the personal growth and knowledge, and also providing that balance that we're looking for, for
Yeah.
the healthy and mental well-being.
That's true. Yeah. And also, in addition to that, yeah, I'm even before I joined this online business, I have a very positive mindset, which is, when when I got introduced with our the topics that we're talking about with our Zoom meetings and masterminds, for me, I felt like, oh my gosh, I belong to this community. I was just like, hooray! I just like, I love the positivity, the people. I'm not saying that, okay, it's, I didn't feel any fake people in the community. So that's what I really admire in our digital, in our digital business. There I felt really like I belong to this, especially when I attended the convention. It was my first time to attend the convention last year in Japan. I really, used my money to go there, fly there, I brought my two girls, and I felt really like I belong to this. I felt like it's a family. Everybody were like smiling, like happy, laughing, singing, dancing, and pictures, videos, as if I knew them long time ago, which, it's different backgrounds, different cultures, different people. It's just like, waving, smiling. Oh, let's take pictures. Even I don't know them. Okay, let's take picture. I don't even know their names, but they're
Yeah.
asking for taking photos. Okay, it's just like, we feel like celebrity, but in a
Yes.
way, yeah, in a way that it's we're individual online business people, but we are connected. We are community, and not only just community, we are positive good people, good people. And yeah, that's what I really like admire. And pump up, my adrenaline is high every morning, every day. I feel like I have a purpose. Yeah, I have a purpose.
Yes. Yeah, that's what you also find here. Purpose and that amazing global online community. And I think the global online community is one of the key for our success in this business. Really.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go into the next question. So before making the leap into the online business world, what were some of the doubts or fears you had? And how did you overcome them to finally say yes?
Yeah, I got a question also when I got interviewed last week. I never had any doubt nor fear, and I was just really like into, when I found it, I sign up. I mean, I sign up, I follow the step immediately. I did not, I was really like asking to, to talk to the coach, and
Yes.
uh, I have to wait another day. So I was just like patient enough to wait for another day to talk. And I was really like, I'm into it. I was just like, no, it's like, I want to do it. I want to do it right away. I was just like, I want
Mhm.
to know more. And yeah, I just followed the step, and yeah, I had no regret nor fear. And at that time, I felt like in my teaching, I felt like stagnant. Like it's the same routine, the same
Mhm.
morning. I felt like sluggish. It's like, okay, I need to go to work again. I know it's helping me, pay my bills, sure, but it's just like the same. I know already for many years, and I felt so stagnant that I want something else that will challenge me. And
Yeah.
at that time, 2 years ago, when I saw this, I found this, I was just like hooked already. It's just like, I want to do it. I want to challenge myself, learn other things aside from teaching. It's not that I don't like teaching anymore, because I do. I love, this is my passion. Yeah, since I was a kid, I really want to teach children, and I'm still teaching, by the way, as a full-time teacher, I love what I'm doing. And at the same time, because this digital business is portable, it's flexible, and not too much time. So that's what I love about it too. It's not taking too much time from me. It's up to me. But for me, my leisure time, I just love learning and reading books and meeting people, attending masterminds and stuff. But yeah, in the answer to the question, I had no any doubt nor fear. I was so excited, and I really want to challenge myself to learn this digital business.
Okay. So, so what kind of mindset in that case, because you were in the same situation as me. I was actually, we kind of like, your story seems so much like mine, even though we're two different industries, but same for me. I was like, when I saw the opportunity, I jumped in, because I've been looking for this for a while, like 5 years before. I was looking for, I saw the digital nomad life, and I say, I want to have that kind of lifestyle, but I didn't know how to do it. So I kept working, but I knew it that, I wasn't growing anymore. And like I get bored to doing repetitive things, so I need
Uh-huh.
change. And I love to keep learning, Um, so back in 2023, that's when I got there was a setback in our industry where there was a strike and we couldn't work for the rest of the year. So that's when I was forced to look for something,
Mm-hmm.
and then I found this opportunity, and I kept watching it and going to learn more about it. And then every time that I was watching, like, yes, 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 check all the boxes for me. And same
Uh-huh.
as you, I did it right away. uh, you were lucky that you only had to wait one day. I had to wait 2 weeks. No, one
Two
one week,
weeks.
1 week or 2 weeks, something like that. It was.
Oh.
I was like, oh my god, okay, when is it gonna be? Because I wanted to have that, you know, talk to the other person.
Uh-huh.
So
Because
yes,
the
it was.
coach, yeah, she's scheduled, and then the coach car, she got a flat tire. See, I still remember it. And when she messaged me, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm on the road waiting for the tow truck, da da da, we have to reschedule. And I said, oh, it's okay, no worries. Let's And then she told me, let's do it tomorrow. So I was just like, okay. But yeah, I was just really like so excited. And yeah, it's a different feeling that, learning other things.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really different. But I was really pumped up. I was just like really excited. And yeah, it's how do you call it? Yeah, for me it's a blessing because I wasn't really
Yes,
looking
same here.
at that time. Yeah, it's just, I will say, they say coincident or something, but I think I mean, for me it's a blessing, and it's the right time, perfect time for me to find that, because I saw some ads or other things online, but I never been interested. It's just like nothing, it's not that appealing to me. Or But at the time, it was, for me, it was a blessing. It's a perfect timing that I have to really move on and do something else.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. Like I saw so many ads, from members of our community, but I kept passing them, passing them.
Hmm.
And actually I was already starting another business, and I was
Ah,
about to join more deeply on that business when this ad pop up out of the blue. And I don't know, something told me, like, you gotta watch this ad and you got nothing to lose. And I say, okay, fine, I'll watch this ad. What am I gonna lose? So that's when I watched it, and then that was the best decision I made, because um, it got me to it helped me found that online business opportunity that I was looking at 5 years ago. I didn't know how I can make
uh-huh.
that kind of lifestyle, and now I found how to do it. So
Yeah.
that I was able to help me, retire early, to have that financial independence, that time freedom, be able to be there for my parents because I have aging parents.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy them now that they're independent, and then eventually, we'll have to take care of them and be there. Because with if I kept working on my industry, that wouldn't be possible because of
Yeah.
my working hours, and I don't have set hours. like it varies according to the needs of the movies. So yeah, but I was like you, I I did it right away, and so. But what would you say to someone, for example, to someone who, I know you were not in that situation, but for someone who had doubts or fears, what would you say to them?
Oh, I would advise them to take the leap of faith, if they feel like it's for them. Because, I mean, I think we have all different perspective in life, or choices. And, some people, they have doubts and skeptical at the beginning. I think and people will think that they were just going to believe you when you are successful, which is, that's yesterday when I watched our one of the mastermind, they said that failure is necessary to be successful, something like that. It's not always, it's not, this is not an overnight success. That's what I'm gonna say.
Hmm.
It's all, there's always hard work. Those billionaires, trillionaires, famous, whoever, I don't want to name their names, but very famous here in social media. They had their downs. They really work hard, and this online business, it's very, for me, we're our leaders in this online business, they're spoon feed us. Actually, we're pretty spoiled. I would say we're pretty spoiled nowadays, because they had a many years ago, they had a hard time. They're figuring out, testing, but us now, this 1 year, 2 years, it's just like they gather all the information and they're feeding us like,
Yes.
like nonstop. And for me, yeah, my advice to those who doubt, I mean, I think it's okay. That's their mindset, but I think they need to be open minded in a way that they should investigate. For me, I'm not a detective, but I'm a teacher. But I very careful too to what I want to do. You know,
Hmm.
I I have my I have a name that I'm taking care of, and I'm not gonna be into this online business if I know that it's not real, or it's not, how do I say this? Yeah, it's not real. I have my credibility, I have my integrity. I am a professional Montessori teacher. So I want, and yeah, I'm putting myself in social media. And yeah, there's no hidden agenda with our online business. There's no hidden agenda. And that's why I am very proud to say, I'm a proud digital business owner, aside from being a Montessori teacher. So yeah, if they have doubts, it's okay. That's their opinion. But yeah, I just don't wanna. That's none of my business. But if those people who are very curious to know, they can reach out to you, Sandy, or reach out to me. And yeah, it's gonna be really fun to learn other things too. Rather than just waste our time doing Netflix. Why not um, do something in our community, help other people too? Because this is really one of our missions. you know
Yes.
of course we earn money. That's what people do. Why am I teaching? to earn money, right? To pay my bills, to help my children. And that's what we've been doing too as online business owners. We want to help our families and retire earlier, enjoy our life, go somewhere, treat our elderly parents, give them time. The time is very important. We cannot turn back time. These are the good moments that, I regretted it. I've been teacher for many years, and I never volunteer in my daughter's school. Can you imagine that? Isn't that really pretty sad that, when they have some, let's say, Halloween parade, I wasn't there. I wasn't present. I don't have any photos of them. Only one time when their dad attended, but that's it. When they were in my care, when they were in preschool, because I brought them in my preschool, Montessori preschool with me until they reached 5 years old. I have I had photos with them, but when they went to elementary, high school, or middle school, I say, there, those kind of activities, I wasn't there because I'm busy. I only save the days when they have some doctor's appointment, dental appointment, when they get sick, when I get sick. And it's now that I'm realizing it, I was just like, I felt like, I'm not gonna say a failure mom, but that's our life here, in the US or in any country, which is pretty sad. And yeah, I went back to work after my maternity leave. My youngest daughter was only 2.5 months. And I was so glad, thankful that my mom took care of her. Because if not, I don't trust anybody else to take care of my infant baby. At that time, I might ended up staying at home and income wasn't enough. So I was very blessed that my mom took care of my youngest daughter. And yeah, and I was planning to have 3 kids at the time, but then I ended up just two because it's so expensive to have kids. It's not easy, aside from, yeah, nurturing them, and I was busy working. And imagine I left my daughter 2.5 months, and she wasn't really like, at the beginning when I left her, my mom was calling me. She said she doesn't want to drink from the bottle because she got used to from breast milk. And I was just like, what did I do wrong? Like, why, now I'm realizing it. It's just like, only if I can turn back time, I if I found this online business few years ago, I was just like, I'm gonna do it and stay with my kids. And that's one of the regrets that I have, like not being with them really presently. And they've been always in the school, after school care. Like, it's like they're living, they lived in a school. And for me, it's just like, and my salary is just like, no, it's not that enough. And yeah, that's why I'm so glad that there's a lot of um, mothers here in our community, online community, that they quit their jobs, they want to focus with their kids. And I'm so glad, that I just hope that government or whatever, it's just like, they should change something, so that the parents or the moms, especially the moms who have little ones, they can take care of their babies, by themselves, not just hiring nanny. I feel bad for the my students' parents too. They hire nanny, so parents need to go to work, and their kids were like, they waited until they reached 2 years old to send to the preschool, and they had nanny in their house. And I think it's pretty unfair that we have our I for that's just my thinking. But yeah, I'm just glad that there's digital business that is booming now, so that it can help other parents who wants to be with their kids at home.
Yes. No, you teach a lot of things there. Yeah. And I think, like one of the reason why, people sometimes have doubts or fears is because of, you know, well, one is that if they see that someone failed, like a friend or family, or even themselves sometimes, they generalize that all the online businesses are, scammers, or, all that kind of stuff. So that's, we shouldn't generalize, because not all of them are okay. I'm pretty sure there's some of there that, that try to scam people. But
Yeah.
you need to do, in order to find out really, if that online business opportunity that people, someone else is showing, is just find out information. If they're providing a free information, yeah, just attend. Don't be afraid, because you're not losing anything. It's just in free information given to you, to
Mm-hmm.
find out, if this is, something that you think you might be interested to do and to pursue. So I would say you just take that leap of faith, and I do agree that it has to do with the right mindset. Um, Sometimes it has to do with the right mindset, and sometimes it's like there's no way other there's no other way out for them. That's what we call the aha moment, that they're so desperate trying to find a solution for their problem. But why wait until that happened? It's like in my case, I was like, I knew like 5 years before I found this online opportunity, I knew that I needed some change, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I kept working because I wasn't really looking, you know. I was I was waiting for something to fall in and present to me. But really though, that doesn't happen until you look for it. Um so that's, like 5 years later, I encountered myself in a situation where it was the busy season for me, to work. And then we were not working because there was a strike. So then I
Oh,
had to look for something. And that made me, my aha moment, wake up. Yes, I can find work, next year, when we start working. But how, this is the second time that happens to me. But the
oh,
first time that it happened to me, I was back in 2004. I was
mm-hmm.
young, and I didn't have the right mindset. I don't have the same mentality that I have now. I don't have the same perspective of life that you were talking about. I'm looking for something more in my life. So back when I was young, for me it was okay, fine. It's no, there's no work. Okay, I'm gonna go do something else. But I don't think that way anymore because I'm older, I'm
Yeah.
wiser.
Wiser.
I want something better for me and for my family, So I want to be able to enjoy, this what is rest for me, in this earth. Um, so when I found this, it really made that opportunity for me. So hopefully, with what you share, and you touch about the parents, and that's true. A lot of time, parents are focused on providing that food, those things that their kids need, that they forget to have that bonding touch with them. So um, so when you lose that touch, yes, you're providing to your kids, but you're losing the touch of your kids. So if you don't, like many men, we have a lot of parents here in the community. Some of them, when they realized that it was a little bit late. Like I have a friend who, she had two daughters and one son. So with the two daughters, she missed a lot of milestones from them because she was dedicated herself to work. But she still has one son. So when she found this opportunity, now she makes time for her kid, her son, to be able to be there and not missing any milestone from him. But yeah, parents get carried away, to provide, that they forgot they also need to be there present in their lives. And this is what an online business opportunity will provide for them, to be present in their life and have that financial stability, that you don't have to be, working 2 to 3 jobs, or not be there because you need to work and provide for your family.
Yeah.
Um, we have a like emoji here from Agustin Ake. Thank you, Agustin Ake, for your like emoji, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.
All right, so the last question for you. So looking back, what was the most rewarding part of saying yes to an online business, and how has that decision impacted your life both personally and professionally?
Wow. Yeah. This is really good. For me, the rewarding part of saying yes to online business is personally, I learned how to invest in myself. And up to now, I've been like so eager to listen to the masterminds that other online business partners that they're sharing, through their journeys, their testimonials. I am gaining a lot of insights from them. And also, it's just about always thinking about how to improve myself more. This is what I've been really like learning from our digital business. And professionally, it's all in general, people here, it's like in our online business, our partners are in different walks of life. They have, they are stay-at-home parents. They're really like professional nurses, or different kinds of careers. And then they're we are like joining forces, or should I say, like, yeah,
Yes.
it's not we're not there's no comparing, or we are a team.
Competition.
That's what I
Mhm.
would say. We are a team in our community. There is no, oh, I'm better than you. Oh, I'm successful, more successful than you. I'm earning this much, how come you're blah blah blah, there's nothing that I never heard. They're very humble. There you go. Our successful online leaders, they're very humble to share their experience, and they are really eager to let us absorb it in a way that they want us to be successful too in our lives. So that's, it's personal, professional, it's all together. That's why I admire our online business leaders. They are very selfless. They care about us. I can sense it. I can see the way they share their stories, their suggestions or advice, which this is the most rewarding part of me saying yes to this online business.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
Yes. And yes, I do agree, like the development, personally that you get from here. And I think it's not only the development, for the business, but also in your personal life. Like this really helps you in both worlds. Um, and then professionally, like you were mentioning, the the sharing, from our leaders, from our members of our community, like sharing all the knowledge and passing it to the others, so everyone's take advantage of that and grow together, like you mentioned, like working as a team, and putting all the strength of everyone and combine them together. um and also, like because we are from different professions, and we are in this community, you also like sometimes if you need some help on certain, industry, like for example, there was one time, a friend of mine, um she needed some advice in regards to her. I can't remember her situation right now, but she needed some advice, and I asked in our community, if someone was see, someone was, part of that industry that could give me an advice in regards to a question. And then I got an advice from our community. We had like different people that, like we mentioned, different walks of life. So you also, get that how to say that, well, like advice depending on the situation it is, because you can learn from each other from different. It's the same thing, like for example, like the technical part of it. Some people are more tech savvy than others, and then the person who's tech savvy will teach the other ones, so they become at the same level, and keep growing together.
Yeah,
Because like that's what I love about this is the, like you mentioned, you two, sharing, all the things, and you mentioned the blueprint that the leaders, because they already had the success, and they keep having the success, and they sharing what they do to us, so we can move forward and move up to the with our business, so we can get to that success that we want. So
and while you're saying that, I just reminded me, in addition, our online business leaders, they're advising us not to just only listen to them, to their advice, and to their stories, what they've been through to this online business, but they're telling us to take an action, walk the talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, this is not just the book that we read and then just ponder in our mind. It's just, we have to do it. We have to
Yeah.
do it to be successful. We have to, yeah, walk the talk. It's not just only listen to the leaders and then forget about it, and we're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is the one of the things that I've been keeping in my mind. I need to walk the talk. It's just, and I just don't listen to them, but I have to do it, you know by myself. Nobody else will do it for me. That's why a while ago I was telling you that, our online business leaders, they're spoon feeding us already. And it's really up to us if
Yeah.
we're gonna open our mouth and then chew the food that we eat and then we swallow it. So yeah, we take action. That's what I'm just like thinking about it.
Yes. And I think it's like yeah, it's like, like you have a dream, right? You want to make a reality. So in order to make that dream reality, you have to take action. Otherwise, it's going to stay a dream, So the same thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And but we're so lucky that, yeah, they share all this for us to be able to succeed, all the tips, all the tricks, the strategies, so we can implement. But like you mentioned, we need to take action, we need to do it.
Yes.
And I think that's something that, you gotta, I would say the other things, get out of your comfort zone and just do it, because that's the
Yes.
only way that you're gonna keep growing, as a person and as individual.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Get out from your comfort zone.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I mean, me, well, I'm a teacher, so I'm exposed with talking to other parents, colleagues. So maybe that's why I heard some other online business, they're shy, but for me, it's just like, okay, do you want your dreams will come true, or you just want to daydream? you know? And, I just like, for me, I prefer not to daydream only. I wanted to, I'm taking action and I want it to become a reality. And very soon it's gonna happen, and I'm claiming it. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, challenging in a way, but I'm really having a great time learning and sharing it to other people too, who wants to have a big change in their life too, and give service. I want to emphasize also, this is not for our only being, selfish gratification, but this is giving service to other people too. We
Mhm.
help other people. That's one of our mission too.
Yeah, that's the purpose.
Yes.
To have a purpose, because that's the other thing, to have a purpose, because on our jobs we don't really have a purpose. We're just doing a job, but not really that meaning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe in the teaching you do, because you're teaching kids. But um but in my industry, we just create movies, uh but really there's no purpose. I do love, I mean, like I say, the movie industry was it's my dream job since I was a little girl. That's what I dreamed, to work in a movie industry. But I never thought that I was going to end up working, but I ended up working in the movie industry.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But you
but
can
yeah,
incorporate what you've done in the movie industry in our online business.
yes,
You can help us, or teach us too. That's gonna be exciting.
yes. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of the live. Um, Roxanne, do you know? Can you put your website on your headline?
um how to
Just just press the three dots there on the bottom.
three dots? I don't see it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So is it
It's
www?
under the setting. Yeah, www.roxannina.com.
Okay, so let me know if that's correct. Is that correct?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Um, so we
Thank
have arrived.
you.
So we have arrived to the end of our lives. We want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. For those who doesn't follow us, you can follow us up here on the top to get to know us, who we are, and what type of content that we post, and more information about the business. Um, so if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, you can register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Our live webinar is every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. So if you want to learn, all you have to do is just register, and then we'll send you that invitation to our live webinar. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. Have a blessed and wonderful Sunday for those who are on Sunday, and have a blessed and wonderful Monday for those who are on Monday, and have a blessed weekend ahead for everyone. And we want to say thank you to our special guest, Roxanne, for being here with us, for sharing, her
you.
journey and experience with us. Thank you so much for taking some time of your day today with us.
Thank you, Sandy, for inviting me. It's my pleasure. Have a great weekend.
Thank you,
Take
you
care.
too.
Bye bye. Enjoy life.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.